Once again, we have gone fishing here on Daytime Tri-Cities, and I'm joined today by David Mullins, once again, our professional bass fisherman extraordinaire. And today we're talking about fishing a giant worm.
The old standby,
right?
Pretty much. And once the water gets hot, the fish kind of get off the shad, and they're kind of just, you know, it's really hot temperatures.
Right.
It's one awesome way to catch them. And there's two different worms I throw. One will be a Magnum straight tail, which is what I got here. This is made by Doomsday Tackle.
Right.
This is actually a prototype. It's not even been released to the public yet. And I've been catching a lot of fish on it so far this year, so it's really exciting to have this coming out. The other one will be a ribbon tail worm.
Okay.
And with the straight tail, I use a football head.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a Magnum finesse worm, and you're just taking this out there, throwing it, make long casts, and just dragging it across the bottom real slow.
Tap along the bottom.
Pretty much. Find the little hard spots in the points and the little humps, and that's where the fish are going to be. The other one will be a ribbon tail. And the ribbon tail I like using in brush. And once the water starts getting hot, these fish start getting off these feeding flats and these little feeding places, and they start getting in brush and big rock. And that's where your ribbon tail worm throughout the summer into the fall, that's where that's a key player. So that's the two things I like to fish once it starts slowing down, once the water starts getting hot.
Now with both of these worms, what are some of the common mistakes that people make when they're fishing this?
I think the wrong tackle, first of all.
Right.
And as far as I mean, they don't use a big enough line.
Okay.
You know, with this, I've got 16-pound test.
Right.
It's a heavy hook. And a lot of people like to use 8-pound test diameter or something like that, too small.
Right.
So you know, don't be afraid to use big line. The other thing is, don't work it too fast. It's a worm. You know, a natural worm's not going to move very fast.
No.
So work it really slow. So don't overwork it, and use the correct amount of line. And that's going to get you bites.
And that football head does make a difference.
It does, and once it's on the bottom, it pretty much stands up just like this. So when you're moving it, it's just that tail's constantly kicking. So you hop it, tail's kicking, hop it, tail's kicking. So that's one way to trigger strikes in the summer, which we're going to be upon us really quick because it's starting to get really hot. That's one good way to get strikes when the water gets hot.
All right, David Mullins, once again, some great knowledge to help us when we've gone fishing here on Daytime Tri-Cities.